Hello, everyone, and welcome to day one of Jesse Tree. I'm your host, Isaiah, and today's show is about the shoot of Jesse. Let's get started. Isn't it amazing to think about God's plans for us? We can look back and see how God has worked in the details of our lives and know that He has a plan for our present and future. The same was true for God and the plans He had for His Son, Jesus. Through the prophet Isaiah, hundreds of years before the birth of Jesus, we find that he had a plan to work through the family line of a man named Jesse. Let's take a look at what he said. Each day, I'll take a moment to highlight a portion of the passage included in your Jesse Tree packet. Today's scripture comes from Isaiah chapter 11, verses 1 and 2, where the prophet says, "A shoot will come up from the stump of Jesse. From his roots a branch will bear fruit. The Spirit of the Lord will rest on him, the Spirit of wisdom and of understanding, the Spirit of counsel and of might, the Spirit of the knowledge and the fear of the Lord." This stump we read about represents the royal line of David, which had since then been cut down due to exile and sin. Very fitting to have a stump symbolize such hopelessness. But what do we see coming from the stump? A shoot, a branch that is going to bring new life. This branch represents the coming Messiah, Jesus, from humble beginnings, that would soon grow to bring wisdom, understanding, counsel, might, knowledge, and the fear of the Lord. He will restore justice and peace. Unlike the earthly reign of David that had a beginning and an end, Jesus will reign with righteousness and faithfulness. His kingdom will be forevermore. Here are a few discussion questions that you can talk through with your children today. For your preschool kids, ask, who has a plan for you? In what book do we read about God's plans? Can we always trust in the plans that He has for us? For your elementary age kids, have a deeper discussion about God's plan. Why is it important to know God has a plan for us? How should it change the way we live, knowing that God has a plan for us? Talk a little more about the shoot going from the stump of Jesse. What does this mean? Why is it important to know that new life was growing from something that looked dead or hopeless? And for your middle and high school students, say something like this. There will be times in your life where things will be difficult and it might look hopeless. It's in these moments that we can remember God's promise of new life. It might take years before we are able to make sense of how God was working in those difficult times. But know that God does have a plan for you. He loves you and desires for you to put your faith and trust in Him in all situations. If you're looking for scripture references that can help take your family discussion even deeper, be sure to check these out. Jeremiah 23:5 and Romans 15:4 through 13. The shoot from Jesse is an Old Testament prophecy that is fulfilled by Jesus in the New Testament, as a shoot represents new life coming from the stump of a seemingly dead tree. Jesus brings new life to all those who put their faith and trust in Him. We'll talk more about this tomorrow when we look at creation in Genesis chapter 1. Until then, take a few minutes today and let us know that you're on this Jesse Tree journey with us. Just go to fbmaryville.org/Jesse Tree and hit the button that says, "We are participating." You can also give us feedback on the show by leaving us a rating and review on your favorite podcast platform. For our YouTube viewers, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And finally, if you have any questions or would like to share your experience with our team, please feel free to email us at family@fbmaryville.org. Parents, I'm praying for you as you lead your family on the Jesse Tree journey today. Have a great time of worship, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 2.